Welcome back, first-timers. Today is truly a sad, sad day.
The thumbnail, it's not clickbait. After 3 seasons, I finally convinced David to sell the Boston Whaler.
I'm definitely not excited about selling this boat. More just sad. We've had this boat for 3 years now, and if you guys have been watching and following along, you know that we bought this boat. It was the first boat we've ever owned.
We bought a boat.
Now I know what you're thinking. It's gotta be amazing. It floats.
That it does.
It's an old dusty gal from a neighbor. A 1981 Boston Whaler, 17 foot. It floats and it runs, and it was extremely affordable. We bought all the equipment we needed to use the boat. So for recreational boats like ours, between the size of 16 foot and 27 foot, we need a life jacket for each person on the boat that's in good working order, is serviceable, and is the right size for that individual. We learned how to get it in the water. It took a couple back and forths, but we got it. She started right up. I don't know why I'm surprised, but now we're cruising. We got it up to Crab Island. We took it to some of the other barrier islands out here.
Thank you.
Yep. We've had a great time with friends and family and fishing.
Look at that, dude. Mangrove snapper.
Ow!
It's sharp. Puffer fish.
Woo! The day's not over. We're still catching fish. In the boat. We finally got a keeper. I never thought I was going to get rid of it. It is truly an unsinkable legend. We've had a lot of great times on it. And I finally agree that it's time to let her go to another family where they can enjoy her, get out on the water, and spend some good quality time. Now, there are definitely a lot of positives for this boat. It's a 17-foot Montauk, so it's really small, it's light, it's agile. It was easy to operate, easy to get in the water, easy to get out of the water. A relatively simple process for washing. Because it is very utilitarian, we can just hose it down, give it a light scrub, and we were good to go for next time.
One thing I definitely didn't look forward to after using the boat was cleaning it. But once we got the power washer, it was so much faster and so much easier to clean this girl up.
We're gonna let that sit for a second, and then we're gonna give it a nice, clean, thorough wash.
We're gonna test out the turbo nozzle and see how that does. That oscillating tip on the turbo nozzle makes quick work of cleaning up this boat.
And it's really easy to flush out the engine here. So the maintenance on it is really non-existent. Very low and simple maintenance. We really did nothing to this boat. I did break the prop off at one point, but that was user error. I hit some underwater rocks, had to replace that. Change the battery. We get routine oil changes at the end of each season. But besides that, we've had no issues, no problems, and have really hadn't had to do anything to this boat. The other positives is everything's really simple to use this. All the instruments, the dials, everything is just right there, very simple, very user-friendly. Other positives, people absolutely love this boat. Anytime we were out on the water, out and about, if they saw this boat, they were talking to us. People that had Boston Whalers, wanted Boston Whalers, or knew people with Boston Whalers would come up to us, and it was always a conversation starter. The other thing is, it does carry a level of gravitas, even in 1981, but the name Boston Whaler does get people excited and gets people talking, and you do kind of feel like the cool guy on the water when you're cruising around in a Boston Whaler. So all those perks really made this the perfect first boat for us. Now, there are some negatives, and really it comes down to the size. Terry likes things just a little bit bigger, and at 17 foot, we were quickly getting the 2-foot itis. Being 17 foot really didn't give us a lot of space if we had more than just the two of us, or if I was fishing on the boat, it did make it a little bit more difficult to maneuver around with the fishing poles. Another negative is we did have to take this boat from where we launched it across the bay to Crab Island. And while it's generally very, very calm and steady, there are times later in the day where there would be some waves and some water disturbances, and anything that was about a foot or more would really cause some havoc when we were getting across the water. Not that the boat couldn't handle it, but there was just a lot of slapping of the boat, and Terry was very uncomfortable with that because it does have lower gunnels. She doesn't swim and she doesn't like water, so later in the day when we were bouncing around, she'd get pretty nervous. And also because it was a lot smaller of a boat, she wasn't able to get up and move around. Since buying this boat, we've been on quite a bit of other boats. I think you guys have seen some of those videos.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
We've been on larger boats, we've been on pontoon boats, we've been on yachts. The growing consensus from Terry was that if we were going to have a boat that she was comfortable going out on more frequently, we should probably upgrade. While we don't have a boat in mind to upgrade, it's the perfect time to sell it, and it'll line us up perfectly to look for boats in the off season. Maybe we'll be ready to pull the trigger when we find one available.
When we do upgrade to a new boat, I'm definitely looking for one that has an area where I can lounge and tan up on the bow.
This isn't going to be the end of our boating series. This is just going to be the end of the Boston Whaler for this series. So there are plenty of other boating options out here in Destin. You got rentals, you got charters, you got jet skis we've never tried. We got all kinds of different options that we can still get out on the water. And in the meantime, we're going to be looking potentially to upgrade to a larger boat.
I definitely had a lot of fun on this boat. We've had some great times, but I'm also looking forward to possibly getting something just a little bit bigger that I feel more comfortable going out on.
So stay tuned. The boating series isn't over. It's just time for us to move on from this boat. For now, I'm going to get this thing washed up before the buyer shows up to take this beautiful boat to her new home. Well, today is finally the day we're selling the old gal. I wanted to get her out on the water one more time, but the weather wasn't really cooperating. We just kind of ran out of time. The buyer's going to be here in just a little bit. I've already packed up the life jackets, the flags, the visual distress signals, the noisemaker, everything you need to get up and running on this boat and to be legally compliant. Today's a sad day. I know it's going to a good home. Hopefully him and his family can get a lot of use out of it. Hopefully we'll be able to bring you out on our next boat if and when we get one. But until then, we definitely will be out on the water on other people's boats and other water activities here in the local Destin area. Thanks again for following along in all of our First Timers Get Naughty series videos, and join us next time when we try something else new for the first time.